It's time now for sport. Here's Andy.
Thank you so much, Kim. Well, the body that represents more than 80,000 athletes around the world says the economic price of coronavirus on sport could be catastrophic. The World Players Association believes it's crucial that time is given for suspended seasons to be finished. It says resuming competitions like the Premier League, Major League Baseball and the NBA should be given priority over international events so as to avoid huge financial losses. Well, the World Players Association works with more than 100 sporting bodies in over 60 countries, and it's just released some guiding principles to help sport navigate the months ahead. It says the safety of athletes should come before economic and political decisions to ensure sportsmen and women aren't pushed back into competitive action too soon. And it wants professional athletes to set the right example for all fit and healthy people who can still transmit the virus even if they have no obvious symptoms. Well, we've been talking to Brendan Schwab, the Executive Director of the World Players Association. He says pay cuts are another big issue facing athletes in all sports.
I think the key in terms of the negotiations about pay cuts is not to introduce this moral element to it, to shame the players into taking a pay cut. We've seen throughout the world that players are being responsible. They understand if revenue's not coming in, then that's going to impact salaries. I think there's been some shaming of athletes, and it was very interesting to see Lionel Messi, for example, say to the leadership at FC Barcelona, we were always going to do the right thing. The fact that we are visible and successful, and there may be some reputational opportunity around that, does not help the long term. Health and safety is said to be the primary concern, but the reality is, in a lot of these negotiations, players are having to choose between the economic survival of their industries, certainly over the next year or so, and health and safety. There are some critical issues being negotiated at the moment to make sure that players aren't rushed back in. We're seeing sports starting to acknowledge that players will have to do, for example, another period of pre-season training, even though the seasons are technically underway. And we're still waiting for more information from the World Health Organizations and the medical experts to make sure the athletes themselves are not at grave risk to the virus itself. There's some 85,000 athletes which are members of the unions that belong to the World Players Association. Many of them make humble livings like ordinary working people, and so therefore they're suffering the same anxiety, the same cash flow problems, the same employment insecurity as very many working people are today.